Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Community Journal. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And here we are, August. I can't believe it.
I know, August 1st, it's
It
unbelievable. I
really
don't know
is.
where the summer went. Of course, we lost a week last week with the
Yeah,
storm.
we did. And the town looks practically back to normal. And we have to thank, so many people, the first responders, the
House of
House
Correction
of
people,
Correction.
yeah.
Who else?
Oh my God,
We
all of
had
the people that came down from off Cape as well as the people that are here with trucks and buckets and,
Yeah, it was just
all the
amazing.
equipment that was needed.
Yeah,
They
really.
did a great job.
Yeah, it was really wonderful to see this town cleaned up so quickly. I mean, there's still a few things around, but basically back to normal. So that's really wonderful so
It is.
quickly.
And neighbors out helping neighbors.
That's right. You got out and saw a neighbor that you might not have seen in a while.
That's right.
Which was nice
And
also.
people all helped each other. Those
They
that had
did.
generators helped those that didn't, and yeah, it all worked out.
It really did.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, that's what it is on Cape Cod. That's the
Yes,
Cape
it
Cod
is.
spirit.
Yep.
We have two important announcements right at the top of the show that we want to get to you right now. Due to the tornado damage, the Harwich Historical Society Farmers Market will be at the Harwich Cultural Center instead of their normal spot on Sisson Road. So they're going to be at the Harwich Cultural Center on Sisson Road Thursday, 3 to 6, August 1st and August 8th. So that's a different spot, but the farmers market will still be taking place. It will take place at the Harwich Cultural Center on Sisson Road on Thursday, 3 to 6, August 1st and August 8th.
And
So-
what a great space they have.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a great
Yeah.
space. And then here's another one that all you golfers out there, you might want to know this. We are pleased to announce the Cranberry Valley Golf Course will be opening 9 holes on Thursday, August 1st, which is today.
That's right.
And the remaining 9 holes will be open on Saturday, August 3rd. So that's amazing, considering they had 170 odd trees come down.
I know, it is amazing.
It really is. That's incredible. Please be advised that the course is opened under adverse conditions, as some portions of the course still has some storm-related damage. So they still have a little bit of damage over there. Please contact Cranberry Valley Golf Course at 508-430-5234 or utilize their APP for reservations. And the Cranberry Valley Restaurant is open.
Yay!
Which, by the way, is a great restaurant.
Yes, it is.
It really is. So, very good. I wanted to get those done right at the top of the show.
Good.
So, first thing this week, we're going to take a look at the Conservation Trust. And Michael sat down with Dawn Wilding, and Michael, Dawn, and Dinah. So let's take a look at that right now.
Hello. I'm here with Harwich Conservation Trust's Michael Locke and a special guest, Don Wilding. And we're going to be talking about all things conservation today. And I think actually to start, we should talk about what is probably on many people's minds still this week is the tornado of last week, which actually hit Harwich.
Yes.
So many people were affected, and I'm curious to know how has that affected the trails and all the things that you are responsible for overseeing?
The tornado is certainly the talk of the town. We're all so lucky that there were just some minor damage to buildings, and no
Extraordinarily
injuries.
lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extraordinarily lucky. There have been some temporary trail closures, including the Island Pond Conservation Lands and the Bell's Neck area, a lot of trees down in that area. We were set to open the newly preserved Cornelius Pond Woodlands, the 15
Yes.
acres with more than
We've
1,000.
been talking about for so long.
Right, more
Yeah.
than 1,000 feet of shoreline
Yeah.
on Cornelius Pond. But now we've got to delay that opening because we're tending to several trees blocking trails in that area.
And want to be sure that limbs are down too as well.
That's
so that
right,
There's no
yes.
danger of walking once even the trails are cleared, I imagine,
That's
right?
right, yeah. So it'll be an ongoing process. We're still trying to assess various trails. and also schedule volunteer work parties.
Yeah, I was just going to ask who will be doing that work.
Yeah, it's going to be our staff, principally Tyler Maycath, our stewardship outreach coordinator, but we'll be out there in the field over the next few weeks, also in collaboration with the Town Conservation Department, Conservation Administrator Amy Uzowski, and collaborating with Town Highway Department, which I'll just do a shout out to Town Highway Department. They have been exceptional once again in their responsiveness and their ability to cover so much ground
That's certainly
across town.
been clear just from driving around to see that they're really on the case.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So if anybody's interested in volunteering for some of this trail cleanup work, you can visit our website, harwichconservationtrust.org. Go to the contact page and send us an email.
Right.
And we'll see if we can arrange a way to participate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure people would be willing to lend a hand if they have time.
And even though some of those trails are not yet open, we're still holding guided walks elsewhere, which is a good
Yes.
segue
Yes,
to our
it
special
is.
guest,
To our
Don
special
Wilding.
guest, exactly.
Yes.
So it's so great to finally meet you, Don, because I have read your articles and I've heard about you so many times from
thank
Michael
you.
about the kinds of talks you do and the walks. And would love to know what your upcoming walk is. I know it has to do with the outermost house.
Yeah, it's a informative guided walk in the trails at the Cape Cod National Seashore, overlooking the area where Henry Beston's outermost house once stood, and also we're pointing out also the neighborhood, really, that he was in while he was staying there. So it's really that entire area is just all things Beston, really.
Yeah,
Is that an
yeah.
image of the outermost house there, Don?
Yeah,
On the
that
screen?
is. That's
When was that taken?
that was probably taken in the late 60s or early 70s, is my guess. It was taken by a woman named Nan Turner Waldron, and Nan was a member of Mass Audubon, who owned the house. Beston had given it to Mass Audubon in 1959. That's another view of it. It was out on Coast Guard Beach, and you can see in the background there, you can actually see the Coast Guard station. That's 2 miles to the north. So when you, if you wanted to see that location now, it's all underwater.
Oh,
Yes.
from this vantage point, you'd
In-
be
in the
underwater.
marsh.
You would be
looking.
underwater
It's
right
in the
now.
part that's the marsh.
Wow.
Actually, it's in
Is
the
that
part where the sharks are swimming.
Actually.
But that's
in
how
the
much
ocean.
beach has
Oh,
been.
Wow.
Yeah, well, there
eroded.
was a
Washed
lot of
away.
washover, and the entire barrier beach system was pushed westward after the blizzard of '78. And this one shows the outermost house. That's Henry there, out in front of the forecastle, as he called the house. Little 20 by 16 house that he had built on the dunes 2 miles south of the Nauset Coast Guard Station on what is now Coast Guard Beach. And if you wanted to find that location now, like I said, in the water, but it would be more on the south side of the inlet now, if you wanted to find that. Right around the area where Eastham and Orleans have been fighting over the
Right.
access to that beach. But these are images of Henry Beston himself from the 1920s. Dapper-looking fellow,
Yes.
and just a great writer. His prose is second to none. His descriptions, and that's an image from 1964 when the outermost house was dedicated as a National Literary Landmark, and
That is
that's Henry Beston and his wife Elizabeth Coatsworth on the left, and to the right is Tony Peabody, the First Lady of Massachusetts at that time, wife of the governor. And this is where it all happened. This is where Beston did a lot of his writing. His desk at the outermost house. You could see the blue chair there. He actually found that chair in the surf back in the 20s.
Did he really?
And he had it painted blue, and it was there. And then it got washed away in the blizzard of '78, and then they found it. And Mass Audubon had it for a while. Eastham Historical Society has it now. And there's also, you can see on that image, the very primitive desk that he used. That's the cover of my book, Henry Beston's Cape Cod, which is kind of the story behind the outermost house.
And when did you publish that one?
I wrote that originally, 2003 is when it first came out, and then I sort of updated it in 2013, and that's the one that's been out there ever since. So.
So when you walk, I'm curious, since you say now that's all underwater.
Yeah.
Where do you walk?
Well,
or is there swimming involved?
no. We're not that daring.
Yeah.
But we overlook the marsh area, and we give a good look at the barrier beach, and not only what Beston saw and experienced. A lot of that also had to do with the Coast Guard. That whole time, he was interacting with them quite a bit because they were patrolling the beach, and he was fascinated by them. In fact, he wrote a magazine article in 1923 called "The Wardens of Cape Cod," and it was all about the surfmen who patrolled the outer beach in search of ships that were in distress, because this was before the days that the Cape Cod Canal really got going. So. There were still shipwrecks, and he admired these men because he had been in the war as an ambulance driver, and he came back and he was all really pretty shell-shocked from that whole experience. But he saw what these guys were doing on the outer beach, putting their lives on the line, really, and he was really impressed with them. So that was one of the things. They would come by and visit him on their patrols, and he would in turn get his mail up at the Coast Guard station, and that's also where he would get picked up for rides into Orleans as well. So he had a nice little relationships
with them.
He was
really
great at that.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
He really had a nice network there in on the all along the Outer Cape, actually. So he got to know everybody out here pretty well. He knew people up at Highland Light. He had rented a small cottage across from the salt pond for a while before he had the plans drawn up for his house on the beach, and he was there for a while, and then and I point that out actually during the walk. But the house itself that he had built, he drew up the plans himself. He gave the plans to a local carpenter, a guy named Harvey Moore. Harvey and a crew of 4 or 5 other men in 1925 built the house. Harvey warned him, said, "You're going to float away one day," and that proved to be true.
Yeah.
And he didn't care. This was a writing retreat for him.
And how long did he spend there?
Well, he calls his book "A Year of Life on the Outer Beach of Cape Cod." Well, he was not there straight through for a year. It was more like 2.5 years, and he kind of would come and go. And that's what he did. He took the experiences and molded it all into one year of life. That's how he worked
cool.
it.
Yeah.
So he wasn't there straight through, and I know that bursts a lot of people's bubbles sometimes when you say that he was not there for the whole year straight.
But he was a writer.
Right.
And so he took some license in doing
Exactly.
that, and it
I
sounds
mean,
like
he
it
wouldn't
came out very
go
well.
with falsehoods or anything like that, but
Right.
he was very
He compressed his experience.
he
into 1
compressed
year.
his
Yeah.
experiences, exactly. And he wasn't there all the time, and it's like with Thoreau. Henry David Thoreau was not always at Walden
Right.
all the time. He'd go back and
Yes.
help chop wood for his mother and end up with chocolate cake for his services. So
Right. That's right.
it's they weren't exactly the hermits that you might have thought they were.
Right. It's
But
that's
yes,
true.
they,
The more you learn about them, the more you realize that they did actually have exterior lives as well
sure,
as those interior
exactly.
lives. Yeah.
And Henry was a
Fascinating.
well-known. He was getting to be a well-known writer. He was well-traveled. He was constantly going back and forth between Eastham, Quincy, which is where he was from, and New York, and Boston, and Topsfield. He was actually staying there for a while. So he was kind of all over the place.
And then the house itself was washed away in the 78
Blizzard of '78, yeah.
Okay.
He
And just the chair was preserved? Was anything
well,
else there?
there were actually a lot of things that were preserved, but the house itself was broken into pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
because it floated through the marsh. It actually was just ripped off its foundation by the incoming tide, floated around for a while, and then it got caught up in the surf, the pounding surf, so that broke it into pieces. So there were pieces coming up
Yeah.
on both sides of the
Yeah.
marsh. And eventually, it was just people have souvenirs, and we have some, but a lot of people have other parts of it. So, but you can't find the actual whole house. They actually had to throw away, take a lot of it to the dump because of it was a hazard, really.
Yes, of course, and that's true of all those buildings, many of those buildings that were
Sure,
washed away.
there were quite a few that were,
Yeah.
there were a lot of casualties.
Yeah,
There were only a couple of, I believe, a couple of beach camps, as they called them, that survived
Yeah.
that storm. One of them is the Dill Beach Camp, which you can actually see in Eastham. The Eastham Historical Society maintains it. It's at the Swift Daily House complex, right between the windmill and the Eastham Post Office.
Oh, yeah.
So they keep that there, and you can kind of go in there during the summer a few days a week and check out what it actually looked like, what that kind of setting was.
Yes,
And
yes.
the Atwood House Museum in Chatham also has an old beach camp. So you can kind of see what the Outermost House experience was
Yeah,
like, even
yeah.
though it's not the Outermost House
Yeah.
itself.
Well, the coastline, of course, is constantly changing, as
Oh,
we
sure.
know. Every day we read something new about a new break or a new slide. I was reading about the North Beach sliding just this past week.
Well, that happens
so-
all the time too,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I always use the inlet to kind of show people where the house was, but the inlet itself changes constantly.
yeah.
It moves,
Oh,
and
it's
it moves to the
fascinating, yeah.
north. It moves to the north, unlike a lot of the other ones.
Yes.
And once it gets up near the Coast Guard station, a new one will break through to the south and and eventually work
Yeah,
its way
yeah.
up. And that's how it's been working.
Well, it's great
ever
that you
since.
have such knowledge and expertise about that area and that you're able to share it with people. And can you tell us the date again?
That's August 10th
Okay, and what is the time?
at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And you can sign up online through the Harwich Conservation Trust.
Yeah,
Yeah, harwichconservationtrust.org. It's $15 per person.
okay.
Space is limited,
I
so
imagine it would be very popular, so people should
Right.
get
Yeah.
on it right away.
And we had
yes,
some pretty good turnouts. I think there was
Yes.
50 and 39, I think it was,
Yes.
something like that.
yes,
Wow.
yeah. So it's
So the first two that we did.
really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we look forward to this one on August 10th as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's so
Thank you, Don.
great that
Thank
you came
you.
in to talk with us about that.
Sure.
And I hope to read your book sometime, in fact. I'd like to do that. I read your articles, but I'd like to read your book.
Well,
So,
thank you.
Sounds great. And thank you, Michael, as
Thank you,
always, and
Dinah.
thanks for the report on the tornado damage and also asking for volunteers, which would be really, really important, I think. And would people bring their own equipment? I just had that question. Would you want people to be bringing their own equipment, or do you have equipment for people?
Work gloves, loppers, sturdy boots, water.
Okay,
Otherwise, if
not chainsaws.
not chainsaws.
Okay,
no.
all right. All right, well, thank you very much. This is Dinah Lane for Channel 18. Thanks so much.
Boy, that was very interesting.
Yes.
And, I'm glad to see Dawn and Michael sit down with Dinah. It made for a very interesting interview.
It did.
Yeah, very good.
Good information.
Very good information. And you've got some good information.
I do. I always do, Jack.
Yes, you
know
do.
that. Yes. The Alzheimer's Family Support Center is supporting some Provincetown events, and this is one date you will want to save. It's the Alzheimer's Dinner Plate Party, Fine Arts Work Center, on Sunday, September 1st at 3 p.m. There will be food and music by Zoe Lewis and original plate designs for sale that have been made by the patients. I think that is amazing. So anyway, there's a picture here of a plate that was made by Kathy Cotter in 2019. Beautiful.
Wow.
So go support them.
Yeah, very good.
I don't know if there's any information number you can call. Oh, yes. You can call 508-896-5170
Very nice.
if you want to
Yeah, what
get
a
any
nice
more
idea.
information about it. I think it's a wonderful
Yeah, it
idea.
really
and
is.
It supports the patients who make the plates.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
Sounds
really,
wonderful.
that's very, very nice. You want to do that one? Or
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead.
Why not? The artisan sheds at the Seaside Marketplace are now full. They have all been rented out, and you have to go down there and you have to check it out. It's Aquatucket Harbor. There's some wonderful things for sale. So support our local merchants. Remember, they lost some time last week, so try and support them if you can.
You know, that started off as an idea.
Yes, I
And
know.
they were very afraid that they wouldn't fill those sheds.
I know, and they're all booked.
And now they're all booked, which is really terrific.
I know, and they're doing well too, because we've been
yes,
down there
they
a
are.
few
We've been down,
times.
and they've got some
Yes.
great things.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do. That's
Great
very, very
gifts.
nice. Okay, here's some great news. The Cape Cod Ballroom Dancers, they're holding a very special pop-up no-frills dance featuring the Sound Dunes. And that's going to be happening on Saturday, August 10th from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. And it's going to be at Betsy's Ballroom in Yarmouth, at the Yarmouth Senior Center, and the cost is $10 for everyone. There'll be fabulous music and a great dance floor. Bring your own snacks and non-alcoholic beverages. The CCBD will host a dance with no food, beverages, table set up for decorations. It'll be very casual. It's a chance to dance and have fun. Come join us. Any questions? You can call Leora Amir at 607-425-1161. That's 607-425-1161. And again, we know what the Sound Dunes sound like.
Yes,
and that
they're great.
They are great.
Yes,
And
great to dance
yeah,
to.
great to dance to.
We've done it.
So again, that's August 10th coming up, 7:30 to 10:30 p.m.
Sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
Yes.
And now let's see. We're going to take another look at the library youth programs, and Ann Carpenter is going to bring us up to date. So let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Ann Carpenter, the Youth Services Librarian at the Brooks Free Library, here to talk about some of the upcoming programs this week. On Friday, August 2nd, we are going to be having our Friday craft at 2:30 with galaxy bottles is our theme for this week. So you mix water and glitter, because apparently glitter is a theme this year, and oil, and when you shake it up, it looks like a swirling galaxy. They're really mesmerizing to watch. And that, again, is going to be August 2nd at 2:30. On Saturday, August 3rd, we're going to have Rainforest Reptiles coming at 2:30. This is a very popular program that we expect to be very well attended. So if you have trouble parking, you can park across the street at the Town Hall or at Brooks Park. We will start handing out the free tickets at 2 o'clock on a first-come, first-served basis. On Monday, August 5th, we will have our middle school craft for grades 5 and above. And this week's theme is going to be memory boards. On August 6th, which is a Tuesday, we will have Big Ryan's Tall Tales at 2:30. Big Ryan is a fantastic and extremely hilarious storyteller. So if you know anyone who enjoys listening to stories, this is definitely one to come to. And that, again, is August 6th at 2:30. Then on Wednesday, August 7th, also at 2:30, we're going to have some Lego fun. We'll bring out the library's bajillions of Legos. You can free play with them, or we'll have challenge cards to give you a targeted challenge to work on. Then August 8th, Thursday, also at 2:30, we're going to have Pitter Patter Puppets. Mary Wilson comes in, a Cape Cod native, and has all the different puppets, and that's also a really funny one. I guess this week the theme is really funny. Hilarious shows. If you definitely want some strong laughing entertainment, the library is the place to be. And of course, our regular programs, Mondays at 10:30 and Fridays at 10:30, our programs for preschoolers are still ongoing. Also ongoing is the summer reading program, and even as we enter August, it is not too late to sign up. Every time you read or are read to for 2.5 hours, you can have a free book and a small prize. If you have any questions about any of our programs, we can be reached at brooksfreelibrary.org, or you can call us at 508-430-7562, extension 2.
Well, very good. That was a great interview, and we're very happy that we were able to get that.
Yes.
That was really
Ann
good.
always has some great things going on.
Absolutely. Now, as you can see, we have a friend that has joined us here at the table. Unfortunately, the friend has lost its head, but
She's very quiet,
she's
Jack.
very, She's very, very quiet. But the best part is what she's wearing. And this is a wonderful sweatshirt that is now available. This is the Harwich sweatshirt. Let's see, all sizes, $30. And this is a new model, by the way. This one is light blue and white, which are really the Harwich colors. And this is
It's a crew neck.
Yep, this is a crew neck, and which is new. So this is the new model, which you've just got to have the latest and greatest in sweatshirts here in Harwich. And this is the latest and greatest. All sizes, $30. So you can't go wrong. This is a great sweatshirt.
And the sizes go from youth small to adult 3XL.
You can't beat that.
Oh, you
Now,
gotta
there are
just-
two models of sweatshirts.
That's
There's
right.
the navy. The navy is still available with the hood. So that is still available. And then here's, again, the latest and greatest is this one, crew neck, beautiful Harwich colors, all sizes, and $30. You can't go wrong. That is a great
I
deal.
like it very much, Jack.
I do too. Oh boy, I think that might tell me something here. And going along with that, you're going to be able to see these where, Eileen?
At the community center, right here on Oak Street in Harwich. And speaking of the community center, their annual community yard sale is being held on Saturday, August 3rd from 9 to 1 p.m. It will be located in Brooks Park, and if there's bad weather, it'll move in here to the community center gym. And if you need any information about that or about possibly renting a space for just $20 to kind of take care of some extra stuff you have around the house, you make a little money on it, it's all good. The number is 508-430-7568 if you need any information. That's Community Yard Sale, Saturday, August 3rd, 9 to 1 p.m. And if you would like to rent a space, just call 508-430-7568 for details.
Very good.
$20.
Yeah, can't go
Get rid of a
wrong.
lot of stuff.
There's so many good deals.
I know.
And here's another good deal. The Storytime Adventure, Roaming Russia. Russia is a very intriguing country, it really is. And the Harwich Port Library is featuring a series, Fridays 4 to 5 p.m., August 2nd and 9th. You've already missed two of them, unfortunately, in July, but August 2nd and 9th, you can catch this adventure. It's a Storytime Adventure, Roaming Russia, at the Harwich Port Library, which is located at 49 Lower Bank Street in Harwichport. Young readers ages 4 to 9 years old join art educator Tricia Cook to read Russian folktales and create some inspired artwork. So this is a great opportunity to hear some Russian folktales and maybe create some interesting artwork. And again, here we go. A great opportunity for the little kids, young readers ages 4 to 9, August 2nd and 9th, Fridays 4 to 5 p.m.
Sounds like a fun activity if you have children or grandchildren visiting.
It sure does.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, great.
Have to keep them busy.
Now, we have something very interesting coming up now. As you know, Caleb, our assistant director here, is very skillful with his drone, and the drone, and he has taken us now on another trip. And I think this one is this Saquatucket Harbor again? Yes, it is. Saquatucket Harbor. So let's go on another virtual trip with the drone, starting right now. We would like to thank Caleb for
Wow.
such a great job.
That was fabulous, Caleb. Thank you.
Wow, he is really very skillful with that drone. He really is.
He is, and he really captured what Saquatucket Harbor has become.
That's right. If I ever flew that drone, I'd be.
Well, let's not talk
I
about
would be
that.
looking for it forever. It would be gone. We have a special correction, and you just need to know. We had announced at the top of the show that the Harwich Historical Society Farmers Market would be held at the Harwich Cultural Center on Sisson Road, August 1st and 8th. They are not on August 1st.
Today.
Only August 8th. So the farmers market will be at the Harwich Cultural Center on Sisson Road on August 8th, and that's from 3 to 6 p.m.
Very good.
Yep. Folks, that is our show for this week. We really appreciate you joining us here on behalf of all of us here at Channel 18. Thank you.
Yes, and please take advantage of everything we've told you about, and hope you're all set now from the storm.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.